Hi, welcome back. On this episode, we're going to make a snow guard for our sleigh that we tow behind our snowmobile to help prevent snow and slush from getting inside our sleigh. Don't forget to subscribe and click the notification button and check me out on Instagram and Facebook at Clara Garage. Let's get started. Alright, so I've already started bending up my metal. So this is going to go in the hitch of our sleigh. So then when the snow is coming up off the track of our snowmobile, it will hit this and go underneath our sleigh instead of flying up and landing on top. That's one issue I have with our sleigh depending on the snow conditions. If it's really mild, the snow and slush, it flies up and then it sits on the sleigh, and then the sleigh gets really heavy and all your stuff in the sleigh starts to get wet as it seeps through the cover. So I have a Otter 2 sleigh. That's what I tow behind the Elands. So this is kind of what's going on. Alright, so this piece is going to fit on here. I just used the hitch to trace it out. So it will go on here, so when the snow machine's here, and when the snow is flying up off the track, it will fly up and it will hit this piece of tin instead of going in the sleigh. This could also be done just using a piece of crazy carpet or a piece of plastic. I was out fishing with a buddy the other day there, and he had looked like kind of like a flying saucer on his, and it worked really well. I decided, since I had some pretty thin metal kicking around, I would use some of it up and do this. It's pretty light, and I already kind of started on it. Since it's a Otter 2 sleigh, I bead rolled Otter into it, so it'll look kind of factory. And then I have it marked out where I'm going to do another run with the bead roller to add a little more strength and stiffness into this. And then I made it a little bit wider than what I want, and I'm going to bend it down so it fits inside the hitch, and then I'm going to do a couple tacks, and I'm going to make sure I fold the steel over so it's all safety edges so no one cuts their hands on it. So yeah, so this is where I'm at so far. So we're going to go over to the bead roller now, and we're going to do a bead. I didn't pre-stretch. This is pretty thin stuff, and I should be able to, after I'm done the bead rolling on it, I should be able to go with the punishing hammer and dolly and get it pretty good. I'm expecting that this is going to get a little bit beat up just with regular use and loading in and out of the truck and everything. So I'm not going to be too worried if I don't get it perfectly flat like we would want it. But we're going to make sure we get it pretty good where it's going to look pretty nice. So let's go over to the bead roller. I already got it set up. And let's do our perimeter bead to add some strength and stiffen it up so it's not so floppy. Alright, when I did the lettering, I used my solid set of dies. And I did it so the it's sticking up out of the top, and then this way no water or anything will sit in there. It should all run off and not pool. And then when I do my perimeter, I'm using this style of die here, but I'm using my little bit smaller one, my in-between size. This already on, and it's about a 1/8 inch. This would be like a 1/4 inch die, so I'm using the 1/8 inch. And now I'm going to keep the die on the edge of the tape. I use the tape just so it's easy to see. And let's get started. Alright, I think I'm going to call that good with one pass. You can kind of see the profile there of it. So that added a lot of strength to it. And now our next step is going to be to bend our edges over into 90 so it'll fit inside the hitch. And then once we get those bent over and get it fitting the way we want it, then we will punch it out for little rosebud welds, and we'll be able to tack it onto the hitch. And I think that's going to be a good way to go. It should keep it nice and strong and should stand up for a long time. Alright, now we're going to go to the punishing hammer, and we're going to fold our lip over. I've already done the one side. So that's what it's going to look like. So I use the punishing hammer to get it over, and then I had to use the shrinker to suck in this corner, and then I had to finish it off with the hammer. I just used the side of my steel table, just because I can't get a tight 90-degree turn on here. But it turned out pretty good, and let's do the other side. Alright, now we're going to go on the shrinker, and we're going to shrink this corner here, and that will help to pull it in and let us bend it all the way over. And you can kind of tell a little bit looking at this side, it's more flat than this side is. This side wants to ramp up, but when we go in the shrinker, it's going to want to pull it back down. So we can use our shrinker stretcher to help get this a little more flat using our 90-degree bend. And this is about a 45 right now, but when we shrink this in, it will allow us to get a little more on the punishing hammer, and then we'll have to shrink it a little bit more, and then we can go into our steel table there, or a hammer and dolly, and get it folded over the rest of the way. So as you can see, that's sucked in quite a bit now, and now we're going to try to bend this a little more. And you can also tell it's a lot flatter too, just doing that. So that looks pretty good. And now we can do a little bit of hammering on the table over with our dolly and get it the rest of the way. Alright, so I trimmed this up a little shorter. I put a small dowel in here, and I'll put a couple tacks just so it can open back up. That will give it a lot of strength, and when it's welded it'll be even stronger. And I cut the front short, and I just folded it over into a safety edge, and then I did the same thing with this side, and I'm in the process of doing it to this side here. So we're going to continue with this, and then we're almost ready to get it in place. And I'm just going with the hammer and dolly, and just slowly working my way back and forth, and then using the table. And now we're going to try to get it to fold over using the table in a downward side motion. And now since we got it folding over, now we can do more straight blows and just compress it. And then when I did this side, I got it folded over. Then I just did a quick run on the plenishing hammer to get it nice and tight. Alright, so that looks pretty good. And now we're going to go to the plenishing hammer real quick and make it nice and flat. And on the plenishing hammer, you have control over the amount of force it gives, and I have it set really low. So when I hold the pedal down, I'll play with the adjuster and you can hear how low it is. Alright, now we're going to test fit it again. And that fits pretty good. I cut it this far back so I'd be able to get my hand on to pull it. This is where I normally grab if I'm pulling the sleigh. Like if I get stuck or if I'm just after I unhook it from the machine to bring it over to the truck to get it in. I usually just pull right there. It's easier than wrapping my hand around like that, especially with thicker gloves on. So that's why I left such a big opening there so I can get in. This is a safety edge, but I wanted to get a little extra room, especially with big winter mitts and everything. And then I left a nice gap here for putting the pins in and out. And when this comes up, it's going to be pretty good. So my next step is to get this ready to weld in, but I want to sand this edge up and get some primer and paint. I'm just going to do one coat of primer, one coat of paint on both sides. And then once that's dry, I'll make my holes and clean them up a little bit better, and then mark it out, and then weld it in place. And then once it's welded in place, we'll sand the whole thing and get it painted. I might sand it while it's off because it's a little bit easier to handle. I'm going to do that off camera. And same with painting these edges there, I'm going to do that off camera too. I'm thinking we'll do the lettering yellow, and I think I might do this bead roll, that 1/4 inch. I think I'm going to do that in yellow as well. And then the rest of it in black. It will match the snow machines, it will match the yellow Elan, and it will match the black Elan that has the yellow stickers on it from the factory. And the Otter sleigh itself has some yellow on it as well on their tag. So I think that's what we're going to do. So it should look pretty awesome. Alright, I have most of this welded. I have this side all welded up. I have 3/4 of this side welded. I just have a couple more rosebud welds and a couple more tacks, and then it's done. And then just a little bit of grinding. And then we'll re-sand and double check everything, and then we'll be able to start painting. But it's looking pretty good, pretty solid. It's pretty thin metal we're using, so it's hard to get a good long weld. It's pretty thin, but it's going to work well, I think. It's going to be good. Alright, we're all done welding, and now we're going to just clean up just these bottom welds a little bit, and that'll be it. Then we're done with the metalworking portion, I believe. Alright, it's all done. I ended up just taking a picture step by step as I painted it instead of recording it, just to keep the video a little shorter. So basically, I sprayed the primer on, and then once the primer is on, where I wanted yellow, I sprayed that, and then after that, I masked off the yellow that I wanted to stay yellow, and then sprayed black. My masking could have been a little bit better in a couple spots. I didn't have the pinstriping masking tape here, I was all out. So I ended up just using regular masking tape and just cutting a little bit narrower. So it was kind of a pain, but I wanted to get it done, I didn't want to go out. And I ended up running out of black paint while I was doing the back side. I barely got one coat on the back. But overall, it turned out pretty good. It seems pretty solid. And it should make a big difference for me as far as snow and slush coming off the track and going into the sleigh and getting all my stuff wet and making the sleigh heavier. This should be a great addition. So we'll throw it on real quick and we'll see how it looks on the sleigh, and that'll be it for this video. Alright, so that's how it looks on the sleigh. So you'll have the snow machine here, and as everything flies up from the track, it'll hit the bottom of this new cover, and it won't be able to go inside the sleigh. It will deflect down, and the sleigh will just drive over top of it. So it lifts all the way up still. So we have our full range of motion without this interfering or anything, and it looks pretty good, and it matches the snow machines. This yellow would have looked pretty good in white too. If I would have had white paint, I think I might have done it in white. I think it would have looked pretty sharp as well, but I had yellow paint here, so that's what we used. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and click the notification button, and check me out on Instagram and Facebook at Clara Garage. Have a great night.